I did get the goat in already because he can be a bit of a, and it would be very difficult to do while holding my phone and live streaming. The sheep are currently underneath our back porch because that's their new favorite place. But I've got a bucket of feed here. Can you hear me now? Like, let's see. I have been talking for the last... Oh, nice. Okay. So hang on tight. I've been just talking my ear off for the last 12 minutes, and apparently no one's been able to hear me. So that's pretty exciting. Hang on. Trying this new little Bluetooth microphone. Let's see. Can you hear me still? Let's see. Are you able to hear me? Anybody? No wonder why people kept... awesome. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate you letting me know. Because I've been streaming for almost 13 minutes now, and I've been talking my ear off. So I am so sorry. I will start over. So the whole point of this live stream is that I just finished everything necessary to put our sheep into this brand new paddock that we put, and our goat. He is up on the top of the hill. He is enjoying the weeds and everything, as he should. Whereas the sheep had to be lured with feed because it's like candy to them. So these are several Katahdin sheep, and then the one that looks a little bit different is actually a Katahdin Dorper cross. And they were in electric netting that was very easy to escape. The goat would escape with no issues, and the sheep would stay contained pretty well, and then they figured out how they could get out, and they decided that they were just going to kind of be free range animals on our 25 acres, although they stuck to around about a 3-acre area. So that was, they didn't go away. And they stayed safe. Our dog always kept an eye on them. She sleeps outside and was able to watch over them, make sure nobody came to hurt them. That was nice. We appreciate that. So for the last, so I started about 10 this morning and finished up at 1:45, putting the barbed wire around the entire perimeter of this paddock. It is a 1.4 acre paddock, approximately. So I have all of this barbed wire. I have a bunch of cuts on my hands. It's the first time I've ever worked with barbed wire. And by the time I was about a quarter of the way done, I was pretty good and kind of had a system figured out and was no longer hurting myself. So that was pretty cool. I started off, I'll flip the camera around. I started off on this post right here where the gate is and worked my way around the bottom portion of the fencing and then went up the hill and around the corner. And then there's another gate up at the top of the hill. And just to, as I said earlier, when there was no sound, I'm kind of winded from going up and down the hill and carrying tools and stuff, and also a lot of barbed wire. So I don't really feel like walking up the hill at this time. But once there is another gate up at the top that you can't really see from here. So I terminated the strand of barbed wire at that post next to the gate and wound it around, and then started on the other side of the gate and worked my way down all the way to this post. So yeah, that was a lot of work, and I'm not looking forward to working with the barbed wire again, but I'm going to have to, because now that this section is done and the animals are contained, we still have a lot to do. So this is approximately a third of the total linear feet of fencing that we are working on for our entire fencing project. This was such an important task, and it's really going to be monumental for the success of our farm, because this area is lots and lots of growth, lots of wild blackberries and weeds, some couple saplings, and we will be fencing in about 9.5 acres total. And we will be getting cattle. So this kind of long term is going to be our beef cattle pasture. We're also going to be putting a home up on the top of the ridge because it has the best view on the entire property. So we'll make sure that we have basically the fence lines are going to run where we have a driveway and an access point to get up to our home, and we'll be able to enjoy the scenery, enjoy the animals, enjoy nature, and just enjoy our life here on the farm. So the sheep and goats, or a goat I should say, are primarily going to be used for weed control and just working on this brush. We are going to be getting a calf pretty soon and a dairy cow. So it's a calf pair, and the plan is to milk her when we get her. Oh, we're in Georgia. Oh, we're in North Georgia, the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, Appalachian Mountains, Blue Ridge Mountains, whatever you want to call them, all kind of the same general area. So South Georgia is super flat, and North Georgia is not because we're at the start of the mountains. So fencing here is a lot of work compared to fencing, say, south. Okay, because you mentioned how beautiful it is, I'm going to go ahead and walk the hill and show you the view up top, and you get to see a little bit more of the fencing. So for those who are new to the channel, my name is Nick. Me and my wife Ashley are the owners and sole operators of Riggin Farm. We are a regenerative farm in Talking Rock, Georgia. And we have the sheep and goats, obviously, because they're in this fence that I've been streaming for the last 20 minutes. We also have chickens, pigs, rabbits, tilapia. We do a little bit of aquaponics. We also have a garden. My wife Ashley, she is actually working in the garden right now because there's a lot of work to be done on the farm, both the garden and with the animals. So we've split up the work sometimes. She has a friend actually helping her in the garden right now, and I've had a friend helping me with the majority of this fence work. He helped me get all of the woven wire stretched yesterday and the fencing attached to all the posts. That was awesome. And so part of our thing here is we don't use any chemicals of any kind. No pesticides, no herbicides, no fungicides, no chemical fertilizers. We don't give our animals hormones or vaccines, antibiotics. We are a non-GMO farm. We're also a soy and corn-free operation. For those who don't know, corn and soy are two of the top reasons we have so many health problems in this country. They're both extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, and when you consume too many of those, it leads to pretty much every problem known to man. Cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cancer, autoimmune disorders, obesity, all the top killers. So you are what you eat and what your animals eat. So you need to make sure that you are purchasing food from a reliable source so that you don't have to suffer from these horrible, debilitating, and costly ailments. Alrighty. It is very hard work. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you the view up here. So that is the other gate at the top of the hill. And so this is all completely enclosed for the animals. And then we have a stretch of fence right there. Next weekend, we'll go down the hill. But we have this beautiful view of the mountains. And lots of stuff for the critters to eat once we're able to finish the fencing and let them out on this additional 8 acres. So they are in approximately an acre and a half currently, where they will be while we continue to work on the rest of this fencing. Once the rest of the fencing is done, we will let them out of the area they're in and lock it off so they don't have access to it anymore. And we'll be able to put in a lot of pasture seed. So the really, really nice thing about this fencing and what makes it possible is the NRCS, the National Conservation Resource Services, or no, NRCS, National Resources and Conservation Services. Sorry, it's been a long day. They are a division of the USDA, and their job is to help farmers financially to provide better resources for the local ecology, for the environment, and for the animals. So they knew that we had these animals and that we did not have a really great setup for them, and that we have all of this land that was not being utilized because of our lack of resources. So they came out, looked at some satellite imaging, and essentially told us, hey, we'll help you put in 3,700 linear feet of fencing, and part of that fencing will be this paddock that we just completed, plus the perimeter fencing for the total 9.5 acres. So they said it would cost about $17,000 for material and labor to have it put up. Gave me a list of contractors to get some quotes, and the labor alone was going to be over $50,000. So we didn't have the extra cash to be able to pay for the installation of the fencing. So I talked to a friend who has done some fencing on his property. He has a hydraulic auger for the tractor. He has a fence stretcher that makes pulling this woven wire super nice because it is tight as a guitar string. And without his help, I wouldn't have been able to do this either. So I am paying him, but basically the USDA is giving us about $15,000 to complete this project. They gave us half the money up front, which covered most of the materials. They gave us a little over $8,000, and it cost about $9,000. And we're probably going to need some more materials, but we don't know exactly how much, and we won't for probably another month or so, because I'm hypothesizing that this will take about another 2 to 2.5 months to complete, just based on how much we've done already. But that said, we are getting a lot better, so it's going faster than we initially started. And also, this fence line right here was in a very, very, very rocky area, and the top of the fencing is in a very rocky area as well. And the rest of the property is a little more soft, so it should be a little bit easier to get the posts set, hopefully. So we will go ahead and walk back down so you can see the animals some more, because everybody loves cute animals. Yeah, so once this project is completed, the NRCS representative will come out and inspect the fence, make sure it was put together to the specifications they gave us. So they're the ones who told us how tall the fence had to be, how deep the posts needed to be set, and all that fun stuff. So then they'll give us the other half of the money. When that's done, I can pay my friend. I also had to pay a neighbor to clear the fence line with his skid steer, because my tractor, as cool as it is definitely not powerful enough for that job. Let's see. Oh, we got one actually back there exploring and eating some of the weeds. Good girl. So yeah, so it'll be really nice once the USDA is able to give us that final check to pay off for the completed job. We're not really going to be making any money off of it. Basically, my labor was free, and then having to pay my neighbor and friend to help us is gonna, and then whatever additional materials we're gonna need. So, but anyway, like, about 3 months of work on the weekends and a couple days during the week here and there, to get all of this fencing done, it's not a bad deal. I'm more than happy to put in the work on my farm. It'd be nice to pay somebody who's a little bit younger and stronger to get it done, but it's okay. I'm really happy with what we've done so far, and I'm excited to share with everybody what will be happening on the farm in the future. I'll definitely be posting pictures and videos of our cows when we get them. And we haven't been doing a lot of long format videos lately because we've been super busy. Obviously, we've been working on fencing and taking care of all the animals, doing 2 farmers markets a week, raising 4 kids. So yeah, YouTube has definitely taken a bit of a seat on the back burner. But the farmers market will be ending. One of them ends at the end of October, and the other one ends in December. So even though we're going to be doing a lot of work around the farm, getting a really awesome winter garden going on right now, but I'll be able to have a little more time to work on some long format videos. I'll share with you how much money we've made in 2024 when all the numbers are in. Compare that to 2023. I'll tell you right now, we're already about triple our income compared to all of last year. And we still have several months to go. Still have, half of September, all of October, November. December is going to be like a half month because the farmers market closes. But we're going to be doing a lot of selling on the farm, trying to do some online sales, pre-sales, cool stuff like that. So if you're local to the North Georgia area, and check us out, Riggin Farm. You can go to our website, www.rigginfarm.com. You can go to facebook.com/Riggin Farm. Find us here on YouTube. Facebook is usually the most up-to-date information. Then our Instagram posts lots of pictures and videos throughout the week, so you can kind of see what we're working on. Feel free to message us on any of the platforms. We'll do our best to respond. And one thing that I can guarantee is we'll give you a completely honest and open answer. I don't like to tiptoe around sensitive issues. And this isn't a competition. We're all on the same team. Everybody on this planet's on the same team. So anything that I can share with others that will help them be more food secure, help their local ecology, just put better quality food in. So with that said, I definitely need to take a break because I've been working hard all day, and I promised that I would go live at 2 p.m. So I sure did. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. As soon as I can figure out how to turn this thing off.